The following program, offered by Fox 19, includes lawyers licensed in Kentucky. For those lawyers to maintain compliance with the Kentucky Bar Association requirements, the phrase, "This is an advertisement," must appear on the screen. Moore Law is underwritten in the public interest by the Moore Law Firm, a legal professional association. This is Moore Law on Fox 19.
Welcome to More Law. Each week, of course, we discuss a different legal topic and take your legal questions live on the air. Today, our topic is divorce and child custody. It is never pleasant, but it is important to know what your rights are. If you have a question about divorce, child custody, child support, or any family law issue, give us a call, 513-421-4691. Of course, we will go to those calls in just a moment, but first of all, let's take a look at what we have coming up over the next couple of weeks. On July 30th, we'll talk about car and truck accidents. August 6th, crime and punishment. August 13th, divorce and child custody. With me this Monday, as every week, Don Moore. How are you this morning?
Hey, Deb, I'm doing great. How about you?
Very good, thank you.
I understand you had a little special weekend with your oldest son.
Oh, it was nice. My oldest son, he fancies himself an actor of sorts, and he did get a part in the Cincinnati Shakespeare Company's upcoming performance of To Kill a Mockingbird. So it was a good weekend to be at my house.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
We got to see the Reds down at the stadium a little bit into last week, and that was great. They wound up beating the Diamondbacks on that last game.
It's been a good week to go to the ballpark.
It has been. The Reds are hot.
They really are. Looking good?
Super. Hey, you know, today we have a wonderful guest, Barb Howard. Welcome, Barb.
Thank you, Don. Good to be here.
Barb has been practicing. She may not want to admit it, but she's been practicing at least as long as I have. She does domestic relations and divorce, child custody. She is a former president of the Ohio State Bar Association, former president of the Cincinnati Bar Association, and she's been trained in collaborative law. So this is something she really knows a lot about.
Well, so collaborative law, I mean, I know collaborative, but what does that mean as far as your work is concerned?
For us, it's a kind of a new way of getting our clients through the divorce dissolution process. It's really a form of dissolution, typically. So what we do, we agree, our clients agree, that they won't go to court, that we agree that we are going to sit around a table and we're going to figure it out.
And that cannot be easy.
It is not, but it is a far better way to do it if the parties can both do it. Not every case is suited for it, but if they are, it's great.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Good to be here.
And we already have some calls coming in. First, we want to go to Richmond in Price Hill. Richmond, I understand you're going through a divorce and there are a couple other issues going on there. Can you tell us about it?
I'm in the process of going through a divorce, and I'm trying to seek my disability. My wife is trying to take and get child support from me, and I haven't worked in 2 years. I was wondering if I could how I go about doing that.
How you go about doing what?
Can she still seek child support after me, even though I'm not working? And if she can, I mean, how does she have to take it back? Because we have a dissolution. We didn't go in front of the judge. We done it through a mediator. My question is, I mean, she keeps hounding me about my child support. You know, I understand that the kids need to be supported, but I mean, I get them every weekend except for the first weekend of the month and things of that nature, you know, but she keeps hounding me for the money, and I don't have any money. Then it's kind of tough on me. And if I'm awarded my disability, will my kids receive a check?
So what are some of the basics there on child
Well,
funding?
I'm hearing you say that this is what we call a post-decree. So that means you've already had a decree of dissolution entered. Is that correct? The court's already given you a decree of dissolution?
Yes.
Okay. That means you have to have a change of circumstances in order to modify child support. And if you have disability income, I would imagine that the court has the right to look at that to see if that's a change of circumstances to allow them to order a child support.
And Barb, isn't that always the case? If there's a change in circumstances, court retains jurisdiction as long as the kids are kids?
Until that last child turns 18 and graduates from high school, typically, yeah.
So the court can intervene and do what's necessary?
They can.
Okay, super.
I would think that with any divorce, I mean, when you talk about when there are kids involved, it has to take everything from a difficult situation to just a terrible one.
Much harder, much harder. And the less parents get along, the harder it is.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll hope that they can get along through this process. I don't know how well I would handle that. But we have another call. Excuse me. Anthony, go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Anthony from Mount Healthy on Anthony Rose. And I don't have a child. I was just wondering how I divorce it.
You said you don't have a child?
Yeah, I want to divorce it before I even have it. Just in case I have one, I want to have like divorce papers ready for when I have a child.
I don't think we'll probably worry about that, Anthony, but thank you for your call. I think Anthony might have been playing around with us a little bit.
I think so.
But when you go back to it, it really is a very serious situation. And I think, as much as parents can keep the kids, in their own environment. But these days, one of the things Don said when we teased this show was, do the laws still tend to favor the mother? I mean, is it a little more even these days? Or I think people figure the children are going with the mother and the dads, get them every other weekend.
Very little of that these days. I shouldn't say very little, much less, much less. The law really hasn't changed. The law is still what's in the best interest of the children. That's always been the standard. The difference is that dads have been far more participatory as parents, and so the presumption that mom was always the go-to parent is not necessarily true anymore, and that dad, would come home and sit and read his paper and stay by himself. That just doesn't happen. So families today are really far more two-parent families, always have been, in part because mom's working.
Right. Okay, all right. Sounds good. We have a couple more callers to get to, but we want to go to a break right now. We'll be back on More Law in just a few minutes. Stay with us.